Hi, guys. Welcome back to Life of a Wife podcast. I'm Amanda, and this is
Hillary.
Hillary. We're really excited today. Hillary is like my best friend, one of my best friends, and we just became instant best friends, and we work together, and it's just been a very exciting journey for us. So we just want to talk about our friendship and just all that kind of stuff.
And
Fall vibes.
all the stuff that we love and all the stuff that we just keep talking about nonstop
Yeah,
and laughing about.
we just had to like redo this 3 times because we were cracking up laughing and we were like, this is too much. So let's get into it. All right. I can't.
Okay.
We decided to make some drinks before we started, and it was kind of like we're just delirious right now, and it's
Just a little bit. She did this because I'm camera shy, if anybody wants to know the truth.
well, I also just thought it would be nice to have a nice little fall night. We have some apple cider mules.
Oh, these drinks are amazing.
Aren't they?
They're extremely good.
I don't know why like I never really tried to make drinks, but like when I started making drinks and when I got a shaker, my 14-year-old little cousin got me a shaker for my birthday. First off, so random, and it has like a disco ball on top of it. To me, it's like, oh, mirror ball, Taylor Swift, like so sweet. And ever since I started making drinks with it, it's like you go to a bar and you pay like how much money for one. But it's just so I got apple cider mule stuff from Giant Eagle, which is like our local grocery store if you live somewhere besides Pittsburgh. Yeah, like apple cider mule mix, salted caramel vodka, and the mule was a little too much for me, so I added regular apple cider in it. So good, and we like did the rim with cinnamon sugar.
Oh, it's so good. It's not even. You can't even touch it if you go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And for anybody in the southern region of the United States, Giant Eagle is equivalent to Publix because
Yeah,
that's a big one down there.
yeah,
We love Publix.
yeah. I've been to Publix like one time. Well, when I went to Tennessee, so
I love
Hillary.
this. I love
We
this.
gotta back it up. So Hillary, we met because we work at Bright Horizons together. But Hillary is from Tennessee.
That I am.
And I went to Tennessee on my honeymoon, and like the whole time I was texting her like, "This food is so good." Like I didn't want to leave.
So anybody that's from that area knows how amazing Shoney's is. So I was so glad that you guys went to Shoney's because growing up, that's where I would go every single weekend with my grandfather. We'd always get the breakfast buffet, and it would be me and my aunts, my mom, my cousins. And I'd always get their scrambled eggs, and they had like this cheese sauce.
I like the
So amazing.
They had like some type of apple cinnamon thing. That was so good.
Like, was it like a pie? Or?
No, it was like you just scooped it out.
Oh yeah, those are just like fried apples that you eat. Yeah, at dinner time. They're so good. I love them.
The food was so good. I just loved it there. I want to go back so bad.
Listen, my significant other, he likes my cooking, but as you probably found out in the South, we do not cook healthy. we we do not.
No, literally, like, this is TMI, but our farts were, like, stinking so bad. like biscuits and gravy, like, the whole time. It was disgusting. But
so worth it, though, isn't it? Like, the food is amazing. Like, I know we're trying to clog arteries and all that good stuff because we use, like, a stick of butter per thing. It's a real thing. But I just, like, it's so good. Like, the flavor of the butter just makes everything 10 times better.
When we left, I was just like, nothing is going to be the same once we get home. It's just, like, so depressing.
Just a little bit. Like, luckily my counterpart, he's really good at cooking other food.
Mm-hmm.
And with him being 11 years older than me, I have to like watch what we're eating. So thankfully, he makes a lot of the food, but
Yeah, well, he's a chef.
that he is.
He's
He's
a
really
legit
good at.
chef, and he made us some food, and for
He
our
makes
staff meeting.
he would make us food anytime I
Yeah,
ask
anytime.
or
Yeah, for lunch and for staff meetings and stuff like that. But the
because
other day he made
no
us some
pizza.
food, and it was like so good, but it was spicy.
Yeah, it was actually
That was yesterday. That's
I
crazy.
actually
I'm
talked to
trying
him
go.
about that. Um it wasn't the chicken. It was actually he said that he put the wrong, like a little bit of the wrong spice, that he thought it was something else. And then he said he went to go fix it. And when he went to go fix it, the thing came off. So that's why the
Oh
rice
my
was so
god!
spicy.
It was a rice.
It was the rice. And he said if we would have eaten the chicken and the steak just by itself,
Okay.
he's like, it would have been sweet. He's like, I made them sweet so that they would kind of balance it out. And then today I actually, like, just to test the theory, I ate the like leftovers. I ate the chicken and steak first, and he was right. And then when I went to go get the rice, it had that kick.
That makes sense.
I was like, man. I was like, well, we really liked it, but next time don't make it so spicy because
Yeah.
she doesn't like it that spicy.
Well, that was an accident. So, but one thing about me and Hillary and I, my aunt is like a psychotic person, and she makes with. I'm sorry, that's just funny. With the grammar, she'll be like always like Mark and I, Hillary and I, like anytime I say it, so I like hear her in my head.
Oh, that's fair. I had a
It's
teacher in
crazy.
high school, and I think it's okay to say her last name because you don't know her first name and you don't know my
Yeah.
school. Her last name was Ramsey. So she had her own system. It was called the Ramsey Grammar System in English class. And everybody at the high school that we went to and in the town, if you'd walk around town, we'd all start saying, Mrs. Ramsey would say this.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Everybody in the high school would know it.
Yeah. But I was thinking, you know how like I don't know if you know this, but like the Taylor Swift song Invisible String. Or like the invisible string theory.
I've heard it.
And
I've heard about it.
Yeah, they say like with their significant others and stuff, but I feel like we've had an invisible string.
You have like they have no idea that we just discovered
we
this.
Have to
it's
talk
a
about
big
this.
whole thing. We had no. For the record, we just found this out. What was this, like 4 or 5 months ago? That we had an invisible string connection. So
go ahead.
So Amanda and I are at work and we're talking.
We worked in the same classroom together for quite some time.
Yes.
And we became really close.
Yes. And we were sitting there talking, and I don't remember exactly. Oh, we went out with our coworkers is what it was. And RT, that's my spouse, he was taking us home, and Amanda dropped a name, and he goes, wait, is this so-and-so? And then as we're sitting there, it turns out that your bonus dad, I prefer bonus dad versus step because I had a bonus dad, but they worked together at the same restaurant.
Well, and I met him several times, and I just never put two. There was something else too besides this, but I can't remember what it was. But I never put two and two together because I remember what it was now. But his name. So for whatever reason, he goes by 3 different names: Richard, Rick, and RT. So I know him.
Actually, it's 4 now because when he worked because he was like, the food industry. It's not really where you want to be at for the most part if you have a family. Like, if it's just you and your significant other and you guys have nothing going on,
right,
then it's fine. But when you have kids, you're just literally at work all the time. So he tried Amazon, like delivering, because he's not very good with people. Like just interacting isn't his thing. And when he was delivering stuff, he realized that I forgot where I was going with this. Honestly.
His name.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, so he forgot to tell them that he goes by Rick. The person just gave him the name Rich. So Amazon knows him as Rich. Very professional people that he doesn't on a personal level know him as Richard.
Mm-hmm.
If you know him in the kitchen, his name is Rick. And then when I met him, his name is RT, which everybody says RJ. Everybody, when I sit there and tell them RT, they always keep calling him RJ. And I don't know why.
I guess I just never questioned it. I was just like RT. So yeah, we're driving to my house and they were talking about the local restaurant that he used to work at, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he was the chef, blah blah blah." And they were like, "Yeah, I know Mo, like my stepdad." And I was like, "Wait, like you're Rick?" And I'm like, "I've met you several times. Like you came out and talked to us. You had long hair like down here cuz I remember you cut his hair. But it was it was like absolutely insane. Like we were just like,
oh, I love his super long hair. I enjoy braiding his hair. I find it very therapeutic. But I also met him when he had really short hair, so that just gives me like when I see him with that same old hairstyle, like when he does go back to that one, I like get like full on butterflies all over again, like it's the first time I met him.
You mean.
So he does. He has so many names. And if you were to sit there and ask him what to call him, he would sit there and say, "You call him Rick unless you are like on a really good personable level with him, then you can call him RT."
Oh.
I know, right? Like who has like requirements for calling you names?
Well, we all call him RT, but that's what you call him, so. I mean, you know, he never told any of us to call him Brick.
And I don't correct anybody because that's my ex's name. So.
Oh shit! Then
it makes it real awkward.
I never realized that.
Listen. They're like when you talk about that invisible string thing, it's a real.
Well, and then
it's real. It's real.
So
I'm telling you.
then he said also the thing that really got me. So we were like out with coworkers at a bar. So like I come home and she's texted me and she said that, like RT knew my actual dad too.
Yes.
Who has now passed away, which was like completely. I was like, no one knows my actual dad. Like no one knows him. So that was crazy.
And he was actually like able to like give me details that we were able to confirm together that they literally knew each other, and I could not. Mind blown.
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah, we were like dramatically crying. We're like, the world was trying to bring us together, and we've just felt very like
from the moment
we were meant to be friends.
From like the moment we started working together, it was very natural, very easy to talk to each other. And then just as like life started happening and we were just kind of like letting each other in and all of that, it just kind of like really, I feel like blossomed really quickly. And it was even to the point where when she got married, I have really bad social anxiety. I do not like going anywhere without RT. I do not. It makes me feel some type of way. But our babysitter canceled last minute.
Yeah.
And she didn't know because I was like, I'm not coming. And I still showed up at her wedding, and I would not have done that for just anybody. Her wedding made me cry.
we were just upstairs crying about it, because she didn't see my photo book that Lindsay made me, and she's looking at it, and afterwards she like starts crying, and I'm like,
listen, I have a hard exterior. I like really dark things. That's just my personality. But deep down,
She's such a caring soul.
and I'm also like a really bad, hopeless romantic. Like, as much as I love
Yeah.
dark stuff during the Christmas time, and I'm never going to admit this after this, I'm never going to confirm this after this, even though you're recording it. I love Hallmark movies.
No,
I literally.
do not. I absolutely do not like Hallmark movies.
I love them because I love the feeling of love. I love like
Oh,
watching them like
no.
fall in love with each other. Oh, I
Mm-mm.
love it.
No, I like Lifetime movies where it's like I just killed your husband. And
Your
we're
best
having an
friend's gonna kill
affair
you and all that crap.
But on Christmas Day, yeah. Like I grew up on Lifetime. Like I was actually just talking to my mom and my Aunt Winnie about this. Like when my Uncle Brian would be away for like a month or whatever, my mom and Winnie would just sit and watch Lifetime, and he would call and be like, "Hey, I'm here," and she'd be like, "Gotta go. Sherry's here. We're watching Lifetime." And they would like, I'd be sleeping in between them on the couch, and Lifetime would be on the TV.
But see, I feel like Lifetime when I was growing up is different than Lifetime now. Like Lifetime
Yeah.
when I was growing up, I used to love, and there was a couple of different shows. Like I want to say one was called Drop Dead Diva, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I'm talking about the movies. Like
And then
Lifetime
Army
Movie
Wives.
Network.
Yeah, like I've done the movies.
Army Wives.
Oh, I
Wow.
loved Army Wives.
I forgot about that.
Obsessed with
I'm
them.
not
Roxy was
saying-
my favorite,
I'm
hands
not
down, by the
saying
way.
I love hopeless romantic movies, but a lot of the Hallmark ones are just like too cringy for me. You know what I mean? Like they're just like
Oh, well, if they're like too cringy, I won't watch them. But
They're,
there's
like,
like
too
certain ones,
cringy.
like there
Like,
was one. There was
and
one.
you
I
know
just,
like the whole story. Mark's mom is like obsessed with Hallmark, and I'm just like,
well, you have to like pick certain ones because certain ones I can't watch because I'm like, oh, that's too much.
this honey is getting all over me.
But there was one that I just watched this past Christmas season, and it was this girl was moving back in with her parents, and so there's a HOA, and then the guy that she was best friends with that she ends up with and ends up having a big crush on is the person that I don't know what they would call it. I don't know if it's like president or whatever, but runs the HOA, and they require certain decorations throughout the holiday times. So, I mean, I'm like, yes, I can get with that because that's like, who wouldn't like, you first meet like somebody that you haven't seen in forever, and then they're just kind of giving you a hard time, but not like in like a mean way, not in a negative way. They're just kind of picking at you.
Yeah, guys just don't understand these types of movies. Like I always want to watch these love movies. One movie that Mark and I always loved, like him and I watched together, is The Fault in Our Stars. Like that's like our movie. Have you seen that?
Is that the one that has Shaylee in it?
Yeah.
And
Ansel Elgort.
yeah, the cancer, right?
Yeah, that's the one movie that like we always watch together. But a lot of other like love movies, like he's always like he's not a big fan of. But no, I'm definitely a sucker for those. I watched these movies on Netflix. Oh my god, what were they called?
Don't get me started on Netflix. Netflix is taking me
There's-
down a rabbit hole.
There's like 5 of them. There's 5 of them, and it's a boy and a girl, and it's like very cringy, but like you also like can't stop watching it.
Well, there's like several. Are you talking about like Ever After, those ones? And it's like
I
Happily Ever After.
I think so. Let me look it up.
There's that one, and then here's one that's like a guilty pleasure of mine that,
No, not ever.
but it's called Through My Window. That's one that I love.
No, wait, I can't think of what it's called.
I think that's what
It's like the blonde girl and the.
yes.
Yeah, I thought it was called Ever After. Oh, After. It's called After.
It's After, and then it's Ever After, and then it's Happily
Did you
Ever
watch
After.
them?
I have. Oh my god, I was like, her name's Tessa, I think.
Yeah, Tessa.
And
Okay, so.
oh my gosh.
Oh my god, we gotta break this down.
Listen, I wanted when the whole thing came out with
Are they books or no?
I don't know. I haven't looked into that one.
Okay.
I haven't, which is really weird because normally that's like one of the things that
So
I do.
they were like so cringy, but also so good at the same time. And I just couldn't. I watched like all 5 of them within like 2 days. But
I did too.
the last movie, I was talking to Sarah about this. But the last movie that I thought the last movie was the best one. Like, if all of the movies were like the last one, then I think it would have been, like, amazing.
Well, I think the first one was
But they
good
replaced a lot of the characters, which was just awkward.
yeah, well, like the first one I thought was really good, and then the last one was really good. And then I feel like they in between they just kept reaching for a storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to watch them all immediately, like at once, because I'm the person that I need to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I was, like, up till midnight, like, watching it.
And I loved Tessa as a character. I don't think she made the best choices, obviously. Um, Given especially she should have broken up with her boyfriend before, you know, going to see Boy when he needed her that night and
Mm-hmm.
staying the night. But I think she grew a lot. That's why I like her, because she like
Yeah.
eventually like started standing up for herself, and like by the last one she was like, no, we need this space apart to
Mm-hmm.
figure out if this is
Yeah.
gonna work, because I'm done being in this toxic cycle.
Yeah.
Which is really nice to see, because most movies nowadays are telling women just to keep going through the toxic cycle, and at
Mm-hmm.
some point, we're not even just women, I'm sorry, like even men
Yeah.
are a part of that. But I feel like at least when they came out with the final one, it kind of is saying, hey, you can put your foot down, you can set healthy boundaries, you can figure out
Yeah.
what you want, versus all of the other things that are going on where you just keep seeing the same cycle again and again and again.
Yeah. Yeah. You haven't seen It Ends With Us, right? I'd love to hear your point of view on that.
Mm-mm.
No.
I haven't.
You haven't read the book?
Mm-mm. I haven't on that one, and I'm a little bit. I never got into until recently, which I'm about to start reading. I have to, until you got me that book for my
Oh, yeah.
birthday, I never read any of Colleen Hoover's stuff.
Oh, yeah. Well.
And it's like, and it's eating away at me though, because I love Blake Lively, and you already know this, Ryan Reynolds. I love them.
Yeah, but have you heard? Like, she's.
Oh, don't even. Please tell me, because don't tell me. I don't know if I want to know.
No, I love Blake Lively too, and so I haven't talked about this on the podcast, but basically I read It Ends With Us and saw the movie in the same 24-hour span. So it was a lot. Like, it was just a lot.
But which did you do first?
24 hours.
Read
I read the book so that I could see the movie. So that's why I told you, every time I read a book now, I feel like I have to hurry up and read it, but I don't. It's just because that's what I did the first time. I read It Ends With Us in 24 hours and then went and saw the movie the next day. And the whole reason I finished the book is because I knew there was a chance I'd be seeing the movie.
Okay, so first off, is the book better, or is the
book
movie
is better? The book is way better, always. That's what I've heard.
it's always like that. If you always read the book first, always.
Yeah, and I'm not a reader, but I read It Ends With Us, and then I read Verity, which I gave to Hillary, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, no, I thought the movie was really good. But basically, Justin Baldoni, who plays Ryle, has been out here promoting domestic violence. Like, that's what the film is, or, spreading awareness for domestic violence. Oh my God.
Okay, let me go on and tell you, I do not condone domestic violence.
Spreading awareness for domestic violence.
Did you hear me? Domestic, and then I stopped for a minute and went, violence.
Well, what did I say? I say spreading awareness for domestic violence.
Right.
Which is the point of the film. The whole point of the film is to spread awareness and, like, see how easily you can be, manipulated into that sort of thing, and then get yourself into those scenarios, and how it's not as easy to get out as you would think.
No.
That's the whole point of the film and the whole point of the book. And Colleen Hoover actually wrote this about, like, her parents. Like, it's a very personal thing.
It's real. And domestic
Yes.
violence isn't even just,
Mm-hmm.
you know, being physical. Like, I went through my own stuff with my ex emotionally and mentally. And if I would bet, I would say would have ended up probably physical in the next year and a half. I mean, it's a real thing and people don't realize, and it's not easy to get out. And then when you have kids, it's even harder.
So Blake Lively basically has been very much promoting this movie as, like, oh, get with your girl pals and get together and go see this chick flick. Like, even my own mom was like, oh, it's a chick flick. And, like, yes, to, like, some extent, but no, like, the whole point of the movie is to spread awareness.
Can I pause you for a minute?
And, yeah.
You have honey and cinnamon sugar on your nose, like right in the middle of it.
I have it all
At
over
first,
me.
I thought that she had like a scratch, and then I do it too. Like, that's what I was just licking my finger.
No, we're not lining the rim again.
We're not, because this is like, listen, it's going all the way down there.
No, there's literally honey and cinnamon all over my hand, but I haven't wanted to stop.
Let's be honest, we will line the rim again because we like the taste of it. But
maybe I put too much honey. I feel like that doesn't happen when you go out in public.
it's because I don't think they usually use honey. Like, at
well,
least
I looked it up and it was like maple syrup or honey.
Yeah, I was about to say. So
maybe we'll try syrup.
There's that, but then also, like, at Mad Mex, the restaurant, they use, like, when they do the apple margaritas, they'll use caramel. Because it's, like, really sticky.
Yeah. Anyways.
Listen, I love a good...
Oh, I just went there and had one of those apple cider margaritas.
Aren't they so good?
Yeah. But, so anyways, Blake Lively is very much promoting it as, like, go out with your girl pals and watch this movie. And then she's promoting her hair care line, and, like, she's not talking about the hard questions. Like, someone, like, literally interviewed her and asked her, like, what do you think about, like, this hard conversation or this hard topic, or someone, like, wanting to, like, get to know you or something, and she, like, made a joke about it. She's not talking about the domestic violence of it, which is, like, absolutely insane to me. And then Justin Baldoni's out here trying to, like, promote, you know, all that sort of things. And then, I don't know, apparently there was all this drama between them and, like, the whole cast. And he's out here, like, he wasn't with them at the premiere, and then they're all separate. And apparently Ryan Reynolds was, like, involved in the movie, too, a lot. And, like, I love them, too. But it's just, like, very much, like, what are you doing, you know?
I would probably, like, playing devil's advocate here. We're in a very, especially in the United States, we're in a very touchy place right now.
That's why it's on my nose.
And there's the cancel culture. There's if you come out and you say anything that doesn't align with the popular vote, then you're automatically... And so maybe she hasn't said it because she wanted to pull people into the movie theater more so that they could see it for themselves instead of just saying something. Or maybe just in general, she was like, you know what? I want my fans to get their own opinions, and I don't want to just come out and throw mine out there and then have all these people be like, well, you only feel that way because Blake Lively said that. You should know. I mean, you're like... you're a Swiftie, hands down. And 9 times out of 10, when you say something, a lot of people think it's just because she feels that way about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw this interesting TikTok today. What the fuck is her name? I'm like, oh, that Chapel Roan posted.
Oh my gosh, I love her. Don't even, like, I just love her. And I love how she's already come out and been like, you're not going to talk to me like that. I might be a celebrity, but you are not going to. I definitely
told you who she was, remember?
Yes. And now like after I figured out, because you said they told me, and I remember like hearing the one song, the HOTTOGO,
Mhm.
Hot to Go. Man, that's such a catchy tune and I love it. But then after we were talking about it, and then I went and saw that one clip where she was sitting there, because at first I was like, what is wrong with her? And then when I saw the context of what was behind it, see, there you go again, same thing that could
Yeah.
happen to Blake. Um, when I saw and heard her side, she's like, just because I'm a celebrity doesn't mean you're going to
Right.
come at me a certain type of
Yeah.
way.
Well, she just made a video, like saying like people are like freaking out because she's not saying who she's going to vote for or whatever. And she was just like, both candidates are not the best option. And she was
Ooh.
like,
I mean,
Yo,
listen, listen. This is even this is a touchy subject in my house, so
yeah.
it's not for the light of hearts, and like I wouldn't
Yeah.
like
Well,
I have.
people are yelling at her saying she needs to promote, like she wants to promote.
I think she said. I thought, isn't she the one that I read that there was a celebrity, and I was thinking, is it her?
She
But
did
I
say
could
who
be.
she was voting
She was
for.
voting for it was
She
she was
did say
voting
who
for
she was.
Kamala, but she did not support
Yes.
either one of them.
Yes, that's what she said.
Yes, so yeah, that's who I was thinking of.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and 100% agree with that.
Right.
100%
And
agree.
I thought that was nice to see.
Like, that's exactly where I'm at. I'm a registered Republican, and I feel like a progressive Republican. I grew up in the South. I was raised in a lot of the beliefs that the Republicans have, but I cannot stand behind someone who is literally making an ass out of himself in America. I just can't. But I also I'm not going to sit there and say, like, I'm the biggest fan of Kamala Harris either. Like, I really, if you ask me my opinion, I feel like we should get away from the political party system and we should start voting for people that are actually where we're at. Like, that actually have to work in the workforce and know what the people actually
Mhm.
want.
Yeah, and I'm the biggest Swiftie there is, but it's just been a lot. I'm just like, yeah, I just thought it was refreshing for somebody to say that they don't fully support either one, and
Yes, that is
it's not
refreshing.
easy.
When I saw, it's
I
not
saw that today,
it's
and I just
not
thought it was very refreshing.
it's not an easy choice to make at all. It's not.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like there are so many different hot button issues going on that it's unreal. And
This is
you know
literally
what?
all over me.
I really wish like people would just stop and like realize, if you were to look at how other countries view us right now, they're all laughing at us because of what we have going on right now. Like, about who's running.
Mhm.
I said there was a problem when Trump was first running, because I was like, the fact that we have somebody who, like, he was already known, but he became really well known when he had that reality show. The one, like,
Yeah,
what?
I used to watch it.
Yeah. So, and then I was like, if we have this person running, that says a lot.
I think we all just need to watch The Simpsons to see what's gonna happen
The
next.
future, oh yeah, they do. They predict it. They predict it. Is that real though, or is that just something
Well,
edited? I wonder.
well, there was like a fake. There was a fake picture going around of Trump that was like not real, but no, like he really was president on The Simpsons. Like he was. It's real. We gotta watch it. Anyways.
Yeah,
Anyways, I didn't want to go too deep into the, political stuff, but I just thought that was refreshing to hear Chapel Roan. I think she's just
no,
great.
she's being what we all are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's being like real.
Did you see
like,
the videos of her like yelling at the people at the VMAs?
That's what I was
Yeah.
talking about. I was like, at first I was like, what? Like I was thinking like she was yelling at a fan.
Yeah. Well, she's
And
been
then-
posting a lot of stuff. Like, people just think that they can do whatever to her just because she's famous.
Yeah, and that's what she was saying. She was like, they were yelling at me like very aggressively, and just because I'm now famous and I've been famous for 30 seconds, she's like, you're not going to talk to me like that.
Just
Even
totally
if I've been
burped into the
famous for a
microphone.
long time, you're not going to talk to me like that. I'm still a person.
Mm-hmm.
There still should be a line of like respect. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 100% agree. And I love her and I'm pro her. I think she is a good person that's coming out into
She's amazing. Like, her
that world.
songs are amazing. Her voice is amazing. Like, I love her.
And I also like that she's kind of doing her own thing, like just completely different. She's not falling in line with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yes, 100% agree. I am right there with you.
We love Chapel.
Oh, yes. I could sit there and sing her stuff all the time. Because if anybody knows me at work, you would know that I sing random TikTok songs or do random TikTok trends all the time. Because some people got me into TikTok and now I can't get out of it.
Who?
You and my sister.
I was like,
say,
what?
you and my sister and a couple of our coworkers, and because like it just kept going. Like, do you watch TikTok? Do you have TikTok? I was like, no.
We just send each other TikToks all day long.
I know. I could do that like all day long, especially like on the weekend. Now I get like a little bit annoyed though, like during the work week, because like one of us will text the other one, and then we can't respond because we're at work, and then something happens, and then.
Your For You page is shared with all these dances, though, that I don't see.
Oh,
like,
I
you
love
know
it.
all these dances. She'll be like, you know the dance that's like boom, 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 boom. And I'm like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it's like my new one is the Dare sings this song called Girls, and I'm obsessed with it. Obsessed with it. He's like, I like the girls that do drugs.
We have to make
girls with cigarettes.
We should make a TikTok of us doing that. We should make a TikTok of that song. I just think that song is so cool.
I love that trend, and I love the beat, and I love that it's something just like kind of it gets you moving.
Yeah, that song is so good.
And I don't think the whole point is to make it like, because I know people are gonna come out and be like, it's sexist, it's about females.
The girls who do drugs, girls with cigarettes. I just think the song
is about loving women in general.
About girls. Yeah, there's these people I follow, Mick Zazon and Gabby Mail, and they posted like this really fun video of them like after they looked like they like just got ready or something. I'll show you too. It's like the cutest video I've ever seen, and I'm like, I just love that.
Listen, this song I feel like is saying yes, he loves all girls, but I feel like it's also like he's not judging you. Like there's no judgment there. You know what I mean? He's like, if you're trans, I still like you. If you do drugs, I still like you. If you're big, I like you.
Yeah.
If you're little, I like you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I love all the, the acceptance.
I just have seen
song.
so many fun videos with that song. Yeah, I love
Oh,
that
it's
song.
very fun. Have you actually seen the dance trend?
I haven't seen the dance, the girls who do drugs and girls with cigarettes.
Oh, I know this whole thing is so great. I'll have to teach it to you.
I've just seen people dancing to it.
Oh, yeah, I'll have to send you the girls that I like follow. It's really bad. I have a lot of dance trends on my TikTok. And then just like a lot of random dumb, like sarcastic shit that comes across.
Mine is just like, Taylor Swift is going to release Reputation Taylor's version. Taylor Swift, clowning again, going to release Reputation Taylor's version. And I'm like, no, she's fucking not. Where is it? It's not here.
She's not doing it.
It's been how long? Like, no, it's not here.
Now, I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
I've heard.
Oh, is this what they're going to say?
I've heard
That they're going to break up on...
No. Oh. I have my own opinions on this, and my sister and I agree, because we've actually talked about her, because we were talking about you, and I was like, she is the biggest Swiftie. Like, me and my sister were Swifties when Taylor Swift started, like country, you know what I mean? And then, like, her songs are good from them, but, like, we haven't followed all the albums, because it's just two different genres. And 100% agree of why she walked away from country, though. I did read about that. So I respect that decision. Um, but yeah, so do you think that Travis is going to propose or that he has proposed? There's been a whole thing that I saw, and you have to be down this rabbit hole. But like it's like my phone eavesdrops in our conversations, and every time we're talking about Taylor Swift, then all of a sudden I get all of them. There is a whole rabbit hole about how supposedly they're already engaged and that they're just keeping it secret. And that they'll be married in like the next year or so.
Oh, really? Well, what I have seen is, well, what's his date first off? So, wow, September 27th. So there was this fake contract going around that I think they had in like a classroom. Like they were doing it. Someone did it for a report. It was this fake contract going around that they were gonna separate on September 28th. They were gonna not be together anymore. They were gonna break up, and it was like this whole thing. But I think someone like did it for like a history class or something like that, and they were just talking about contracts, and that's kind of how it came about. But everyone like was saying they were gonna break up and shit on September 28th, which is actually crazy because that's tomorrow. But
well, my sister thinks he's her person.
Oh, 1,000%. I have to show you this. I can't get this out of my head. I have to show you this video that Mark and I found. Wait, you're gonna fucking die. We have to watch this when we go upstairs. I forget what it is, but it's like this comedy series on YouTube, and it's like, it's kind of like if you imagine something on like Adult Network or something. That's what it reminds me of. And it's this lady who was going around to the drive-thru getting pumpkin spice lattes, and she starts turning into a pumpkin, and she's like, I need the pumpkin spice latte. And she turns into a pumpkin. So Mark was like laughing his ass off thinking that's me. And then next thing you know, there was a Taylor Swift one where like Taylor is in the stands and she's like clapping for Travis, and Travis like breaks up with her, and she's like, no, Travis, you're not gonna break up with me. And then all the fans like come around, and
so like they go crazy.
And it was it's just like it's so funny. Yeah, it's so funny. But I don't know. I mean, I forget where they went. This was a while ago, but they went away somewhere, and there are rumors that they were engaged.
Yeah, they were. Remember, she just did the European tour. I mean,
she's gonna be 35. So
let's not talk about age.
She's gonna be 35.
I know, we were born in the same year. That's why I'm telling her not to talk about age.
Well,
I feel like I'm ancient compared to you.
I know she wants kids, so I think after the Eras tour is over in December.
Does anybody else do this really quick? Do you like turn? Sorry, I'm just sitting here thinking about this. Turn it to get the rim that you haven't had yet. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Just random thought. This is what happens.
No, I have like honey all over my pants. I hope it doesn't stain. But I think that the Eras tour ends in December. I do think they're gonna like get married and she's gonna like have kids because I know she wants that.
Like, do you think they're gonna have kids like now? Like they're gonna rush into marriage to have the kids now, or do you think they're gonna like wait some time? Because she is at like a really up there in her, you know what I mean?
She's like the most
in her life
famous person in the world.
I mean, I wouldn't go necessarily to that extreme, but she is very
like
well
known.
Like
very relevant right now. I feel
she's very relevant right now. Yes,
she's very relevant.
That I would say.
It's crazy for me because I've always been like a Swiftie. So like, and I already had like my shower theme planned to be Taylor Swift. My bachelorette party planned to be I had my bachelorette party Eras tour themed before she came out with the Eras tour. The Eras tour did not even exist yet when I was already having all the stuff planned. So it's like crazy. I mean, like what a time to be alive, right? But like it's crazy, you know.
So,
as someone who's like always been a Swiftie, it's just wild.
If she comes here, are you gonna go see her in person? I assume you would. But I don't know, cause like
what kind of question is that? Oh well, first off, I'm going to So I've talked about this several times on the podcast, but I am going to the Kansas City Chiefs game on Christmas Day. The Kansas City Chiefs game versus Steelers. On Christmas Day, I am going there.
in hopes of seeing her.
Yeah, well, they're obviously going to be together on Christmas Day.
Are you and Mark dressing up? Cause I know you.
We're sitting on the Steelers. We're sitting on the Steelers side, and
that doesn't mean anything. You can still.
Well, we're sitting on the Steelers side because he picked a seat specifically so that I would be like facing where she is because she sits in a very specific box. You know what I mean?
Oh, so that you can just like gawk at her the entire time.
So we can like look at her, but I do kind of wish we would have sat a little bit like below her so she could have been like closer.
No, I mean that's what I would have done. I'd have been like, "Excuse me, I want to be right below that box so I can lean over and give her like what's her thing right now? It's like friendship bracelets, right? Like you could like lean over and give her a friendship bracelet.
So it's gonna be so cool. But I'm just really hoping it's not like freezing cold.
It will probably be cold.
Out of all
it's
the days,
Christmas Day.
Out of all the days for her to come for Kansas City to be facing the Steelers, Christmas Day. Yeah, I found that out and I was like, gotta be there.
Gotta be there. Gonna go ahead and square up and be ready for my girl.
Yeah. No,
everybody that I like in the celebrity world like always ends up like dying. So I know this sounds bad, like I'm dark, right? But like no, like I'm the person that I love Alan Rickman. Like he was, do you know who that is? Did you watch Harry Potter? Mm-hmm. That's because that's like one of his most well-known roles, Snape.
Oh yeah.
That man, from the moment I saw him, even when he had what I thought was like he was being a villain, I still was like, I love you. I just love you. So like when he died, it just like broke my heart. Well, and then today, Professor McGonagall, which is Maggie, if you don't know who that is, that's the female professor that's like, she was like one of the headmasters or whatever they call them. I don't know. But she helped Dumbledore drop Harry Potter off, and she was the one that was the cat. She passed away today. Or last night. That made me sad.
What the fuck is he doing up there?
I don't know. I kept hearing it, and I'm
Mark's
like...
making pizza upstairs.
Well, I also made a joke about that bag over here, and I was like, that looks like a body bag. And I was like, well, maybe.
There's a Christmas tree in the bag, by the way.
Yeah.
It does look like a body bag. It's a Christmas tree. What was I going to say? So, well, when Mac Miller died, like, so obviously Mac Miller is from Pittsburgh, and I'm from Pittsburgh, and when I was in high school is when he became big. So, like, I feel like I actually, like, went through, like, a grieving process, like, when Mac Miller died. Like, it was, like...
like listen, I don't know if this is true or not, because he likes to mess with me, and he did try to show me the video, but RT says he was in one of Mac Miller's videos.
What? Which one?
I know. I don't know, because I never really got into his stuff. So, but RT was really...
You need to ask him which one. Like, text him tonight.
Okay, so we
have to find out.
I'll text him.
Maybe I wouldn't be surprised because they were all filmed here. Yeah, I mean, I grew up on like Wiz Khalifa and Mac Miller, and that was just like a big part of, so it was. I just specifically remember I was like in the bathroom at work when I found out that he passed away, and it was.
I heard that one was a hard one. I didn't really know who he was. I just knew that he dated Ariana Grande, which I didn't even know her like really like that either.
That he like committed suicide, and that is not true. He was doing drugs, and
he OD'd.
Yeah, and unfortunately, as fucked up as it is, doing drugs is something he really liked to do, and he died doing it. Like, that's really fucked up, but...
it is really messed up.
It's really messed up, but that's what happened. And he, like, openly talked about it, and... None
of us are perfect, first off. So, I don't think anybody should.
Oh, well, it pisses me off when people say that Ariana Grande was responsible. He was gonna do drugs regardless. They, she couldn't stay with him.
She was just a part of the catalyst. That's all it was.
She couldn't stay, like.
She added to it, but she wasn't the only.
You can't stay with somebody
She
like
wasn't
that.
the only thing adding to it.
You can't, like, you can try, but there's only so much you can do. Like, my dad struggled with addiction and ended up overdosing as well. Like, there's only so much you can do. It's a battle.
Well, I'll also be honest that, like, a lot of stuff that in our age group that we're dealing with, because I still kind of put you with my age group, because we're not, even though it seems like we're far off, we're not that far off when you think about the bigger things. I don't know what I'd be classified as.
I'm a millennial.
But
I'm like, it's funny because me and Lindsay talked about this. We're like, we just made like the cutoff from millennial and Gen Z, but I'm very much millennial. Like, I relate to a lot more millennial things.
Am I a millennial?
I think.
Okay, well, let's.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I was born in 1989, if that means anything.
Wow, what a flex.
Oh, yeah. For you, it probably is.
19, that's a fucking flex.
Swifty.
That's a fucking flex.
But, so then I also grew up with, like, because back in the day, VHS's recording. Yeah. I also grew up with all those old recordings of stuff that was being played in the 80s because my sisters were older. So even though it was 1989, the stuff that I was playing in the 90s was actually from the early 80s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, listen. But what I was going to say, though, is a lot of us are dealing with trauma from our parents. And then our parents have trauma that they need to fix. Mm. So, realistically, his drug was probably like going and having a beer, but his outlet was having drugs. You know what I mean? To just decompress. And then, like, when it got really bad, he would do more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Mac Miller openly talked about that in all of his songs. And
okay, he said, okay, I literally just got the text. It says now, I don't know if it's called Best Day Ever.
What the fuck? He's in that music video? Where?
It's in there. Like, he showed me where it was. He's in there. He met him. He just happened to be there, and he was in the video, and I understand where everybody loves this guy.
Well, I mean, you're not from here, so, like, it's okay.
But I'm also not the person that if I saw someone famous, I'd run up to him anyways, to be honest with you. Like, where I grew up, when you see famous people, you just, let them be.
Well, yeah. Well, I was in high school when he became big, and it's very cool for somebody to, like, rep your own city. You know what I mean? Like, him and Wiz
I could understand that.
Khalifa just, like, really repped Pittsburgh and represented Pittsburgh, and it was just fucking time, I'm like this little stoner girl out here, like, Taylor ganging it up. Like, I thought I was the fucking shit at the concerts. Like, it was just it was just a time to be alive. Like,
well, to be fair, I mean, like, yeah, I guess if it was in your, like, where you're from, it would be a big thing.
It was a big thing, and I used to have in my bio, like, no matter where life takes me, you'll find me with a smile. Like, that's from the song, The Best Day Ever.
Oh my gosh. Oh, here we go. This is going to send a whole nother cascade of events.
And Mark used to just, like, play that song and, like, think it was like, oh, let's just vibe out. And it was, like, right after he died, and I would just be, like, bawling my eyes out. But anyways, that song is such a good song. That's, like, the song. Like, that is such an amazing song. We have to, like, go. We gotta be like, gotta blast. we have to run upstairs and go watch this music video now
and find him
and show Mark. Like, this is crazy. I mean, obviously it's not surprising because it's in Pittsburgh, but that's just, like, super cool.
I mean, I guess. I mean, like, I get it. Like I said, I get it. But, like, where I'm from, even if you see someone out, you don't.
Yeah.
You just don't. Like, there would be, like, Alan Jackson at a football game. And in Tennessee, that's a big deal. Alan Jackson was a big deal. And I literally walked right by him and didn't even take a second to ask him anything because you just kind of like let them be.
Right. Yeah.
So I just never really. I get celebrity crushes, but
I'm such a fangirl. I'm such a fangirl. I wish.
like growing up.
I mean, if I saw a celebrity, like mm, I don't know. I was talking to Mark about this. I met Aaron Carter.
Well, he's dead now, so.
I met Aaron Carter when I was a kid. I don't think I really ever. Oh, I met Rachel Platten. You know who that is?
I feel like I've heard her name.
The fight song.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
I met Rachel Platten and I met oh my god. I'm sure I've met someone else and I'm just like completely blanking. And I'm like completely forgot about it. Oh, I met Evan Peters once. And I told him that I was like, this means so much to you to meet me, and he just like smiled at me weird. Probably was like, who the fuck is this weirdo? Well,
it was an honor for him to meet you.
No, I told him that I was obsessed with American Horror Story, so it was just.
Like, I mean, that was a good show the first few seasons.
Mhm.
I don't watch it now, so
The first season is so good.
Oh yes,
Nothing
like
can
the
beat
start. It. Yeah, no, it's the start. Duh. No, like I never met anybody that I'd really want to meet. Like when I was supposed to meet someone and then we didn't make it, I was really sad. But you probably don't know who this is Danny Trejo. And he's in Machete, and I love him to pieces.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. He even has his own taco company. Like, we're just meant to be. Wow. Like, best friends. Best friends forever. I'm right there. Like, I'll rep just give me a taco shirt and let me try, like, a sauce. And I'll rep you for, like, the rest of my life.
Celebrities are just people. They really are.
Okay, so.
But I am, like, a fangirl. Like, I've always been just, like, a fangirl.
Who was your childhood crush? Like, celebrity-wise, not, like, real people you knew. You can't think of anybody?
The first person I thought of was, like, Zac Efron, but I feel like that's so, like, basic.
That's not basic. I mean, it is basic, Zac but Efron. It's not basic. I
mean,
he's aging like fine wine.
Have you heard of the band The Maine? Not a lot of people heard of him. John O'Callaghan. One time I went to one of his concerts and was like, I love you. And he was like, I love you too. And it's like.
You're like, oh yeah.
I was like
life is me.
I was 18. And me and my friend, we were at the concert and we were 18. And maybe we were doing some things we shouldn't have been doing before the concert. And, then I.
Smoking?
No, we drank 4 Locos.
Oh my god!
You know 4 Locos?
I do know what 4 Locos are. I'm not that old, but
4
yes.
4 Locos. Before the concert. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I was like, I love you. And he's like, I love you too. And
no,
it was like a moment.
See, I don't know. Have you seen that it was like a TikTok trend forever ago, but it's like when the sun goes down on my side of town and they start doing the.
Yeah.
Okay, so the band that sings that song, there's a member, Kix Brooks. That man. That was like my celebrity crush as a kid. He was amazing.
I don't know why I can't really think of.
And now I would probably say there's 2.
Well, because like.
Idris Elba, I think is how it's pronounced.
Men are like okay, but like girls.
Girls, don't even get me going on females. Like,
well,
listen,
I'm trying to
listen.
think.
I'm Pan. We've gone over this. I'm Pan, and I will go ahead and tell you that if things did not or do not, because it could always change with RT, I don't care how many guys I think are nice. I would wait until I found a woman, because women are freaking gorgeous. First off. And they actually have brains to think with.
They have brains. Well,
I don't
No.
mean that in a bad way. Just like
No, I'm
guys,
just
they're
trying
just
to
not.
think.
They don't
Well,
think the
I was a
same
big
way.
High School Musical girl. I loved Zac Efron. I feel like I was that typical teenager, you know, like I wasn't like obsessed with the Jonas Brothers, but I had like, you know, the Jonas Brothers and like
Until you found out that Joe was a douchebag. I don't care what anybody says. I am 100% Sophie Turner. I do not care what she said. She could have said some really horrible
I'm
shit.
just laughing because
And I would have still.
we've talked about so much stuff in this episode. I don't even know what's happening.
I know. Well, see, this is what happens. We just get together and then we start talking about all
I'm
this
like, I
random
don't even
shit.
know what I'm gonna title this shit.
But like 100%, I think her
Yeah, I'm
walking
just
away
trying to-
was.
Like I
Good.
loved Jesse McCartney.
Oh, that was a good
Ryan
one.
Cabrera.
Oh no! What? No! When he had that tall hair with Ashley Simpson, and I was like, I
Ashley
can't.
Simpson, the pieces, pieces, pieces of me.
Oh my god.
Ryan Cabrera. No, I feel like I don't know. I mean, I've always been like a girl's girl. Like I love, like, you know, I remember like when I first fell in love and I loved Taylor Swift, and then I'm trying to.
That's the first person you fell in love with was Taylor Swift?
No, when I first fell in love and then I listened to Taylor Swift
Oh, okay.
and like danced in my room.
Oh, that would make sense.
I'm trying to think of the guys back then, like the singers and stuff. Because there are some guys now that I feel like I watch and I'm like, oh, you know who's really hot? The guy who played Lip in
No, absolutely not. Like I think he is
Oh,
a great character. You're talking about Shameless, right?
mm-hmm.
But I do not.
In The Bear.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do
he's
not
so
get
hot.
that va va voom when I see him. Listen, I don't get a lot of va va voom when I see guys now. Now it's like
Yeah.
if I'm like on TikTok, like there's this woman, and I think she's over in Germany, and she has a cat, and I think his name is Truffles. But anyways, so she's sitting there with this cat, and he makes my day. But then like I look at her and something about her, I'm like, I think you're hot, you're gorgeous. Like she has a partner, so like this isn't me, like, you know, obviously, like, but like she's like one
Right.
of the attractive.
Yeah, there's all these like edits on TikTok of Taylor Swift, and they'll like, it's like, oh, you think Taylor Swift isn't hot, and then they'll be like, all these like edits of her like doing her little dances.
The chair move was like her best one, and I'm not even a Swiftie.
Like, oh my god!
Remember I came over for the Eras tour for you, and I watched it with her. And when she's sitting there doing the chair movement,
the vigilante shit.
Yeah, I'm like, ooh, yes,
yeah,
girl,
I have to show
get
you
it,
some of these edits.
get it.
Yeah. Anyways, we gotta get going, guys, because we're just gonna keep sitting here talking all night. But we gotta go. We gotta go get some more fall drinks going.
Alky.
We gotta go watch the Best Day Ever music video. We have to, I gotta pee. No, this has been so fun. I don't even know what we've talked about, but it's been...
This is just what the conversations are when we're sitting there talking.
But
that or we're laughing hysterically.
Honest to God, though, me and Hillary talk, like, all day long. Like, we send each other videos, but we don't really have much time to just, like, sit. Like, we don't really have time to just sit and talk, ever.
No, and
So this has been nice.
Especially with my daughter going into dance. Ugh. So that's a whole nother one. But yeah, it's been real. I'd love to come visit any other time.
Yeah.
Just happens to be that Lindsay's on vacay.
Yeah, well, Lindsay is going to pop in the next 2 months. She's ready to pop.
I know. She's
ready to pop.
But she is like glowing, and she's so beautiful
is.
pregnant. Like, I really hope she gets to just enjoy the rest of the time, and she can just... And then when she has
really
the baby...
is glowing.
And then when she has the baby, have some downtime, you know?
Yeah.
I'm really excited for her.
I know.
That's amazing.
It's so surreal. It's so surreal, guys. Crazy.
I know.
It happened so quickly.
It feels like just yesterday she was announcing that she was pregnant.
And now she's been she's sitting here and she's like, she's sitting right in this spot and she's like, I just can't move anymore.
She's probably like, can you help me get up?
Yeah. I'm just so happy for her, and we're so thankful for Lindsay, guys.
I think it'll
She's
be
just the
good for
best.
her and Dylan. I think it'll be like, they'll just love it. I think they're going to take on those roles beautifully, and I think they're really just going to thrive there.
Yeah.
It makes
We're so happy for her.
Yes, we are.
And I'm just really excited because this is like, like my first, my first official role is like being an auntie. Legit.
Yeah, you're going to have to step it up. Well, you know what it is, right? Like, so when you become an auntie, anytime she needs downtime, you pick up the pieces. Anytime you want to go out somewhere, you go get the kid and you take the kid with you, and you get the kid. If he wants a fishing rod, you get him a fishing rod. If he wants a basketball, you get him a basketball. If he wants a football, you do all that.
I'm so excited, and
I just want to know what the name is, but she doesn't have the name yet. So.
No, we don't have the name.
But like my anxiety is like, I need a name now.
There's no name, guys. No
name. But he's gonna be cute. So I hope he has her brown curly hair though, I'm not gonna lie. Just imagine little curls.
The red hair.
She has red in her hair?
Well, Dylan has red in his beard, and she has a little bit of red. Well, it is.
Well,
brown.
yeah, I've seen the red tint to it, but like I'm just thinking like in general, like I could just imagine him having little curls.
Yeah. We're just so excited for them, and I think it'll be.
Ooh, wouldn't that be something?
I think it'll be really good.
Red hair?
I mean, I've told her this many times. I think it'll be really good for Mark and I to like, help and like see what they go through and help with them. And I'm like I'm so excited. I mean, Mark is apparently already an Uncle Mark to his friends' kids that I've actually never met. They call him Uncle Mark.
Okay.
And I've never even met them.
Well, I expect a baby Samansky in like the next year or so. So we have
to get my sister-in-law married first, and then baby Samansky will be here. I know, it's like, I know.
Listen, all these babies are making me want another baby. It's really bad.
Well, it feels like an eternity, because first we were waiting till after my wedding, and now we're waiting till after my sister-in-law's wedding. So it definitely just feels like an eternity that we're waiting. But no babies here. All right, we gotta roll. We gotta rock and roll out. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much, and we had so much fun.
Yes, and now we're gonna go drink some more and find
we gotta
go tea and a music video.
Our fall night going. But thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.
Thank you. Bye.